Nice little promise ring you got there. That's new. Get that on your last romantic date?
Don't you have anything better to do? I bet you haven't checked the collection plates for stray coins in at least a half an hour.
Actually, no. I was sent here to keep an eye on you.
Unlikely.
Truthfully, I'm here to find out why you haven't been doing your job.
Please stop wasting my time so I can actually do my job. What do you want, anyway?
I want to know why you and your cadre poofs haven't got what we need yet from that skeezy little vampire. What's taking so long?
That's being taken care of.
What do you mean taken care of?
I mean, sister, that it has become painfully obvious to any dimwit with the exception of yourself that the vampire in question wasn't going to be broken, no matter how many limbs we removed. More likely he doesn't even know Justine's location in the first place. We've moved on to Plan B.
What? We? Plan B? I suggest you start elaborating real quick.
His Grace and I have decided that pulling the legs and the wings off the fly was getting us nowhere. His arrogance and sarcasm seems to regenerate just as fast as his limbs. We've moved on to the next logical step.
Which is?
Which is obvious. I thought you had some semblance of an education, my dear. Weren't you an extortionist or something? Tell me, you do remember us leaving the church and coming back here to the private residence? Under the pretense of going back to Germany. That way we can stay just far enough out of Sean's range that he does not sense the glory that is his Grace.
Yes, I was there for the big dramatic exit. I do hope Jean bought that ridiculous ruse for your sake. What a show that was. Oh, and if I remember correctly, I was the one forced to carry most of his Grace's belongings because somebody didn't want to break a nail.
I had much more pressing matters to attend to.
Pressing, right. I can tell. You know, they say vampires have a certain scent to them, and right now, all I can smell is him.
The only thing that I can detect is the odor of desperation, and it's not coming from me.
You're just a pathetic wannabe who has no idea what he's really up against.
I have stepped into the belly of the beast and am more than prepared. Unlike you.
Well, don't come whining to me when things don't go your way. Oh wait, you won't be able to whine. You'll just be dead.
Can we stay focused here for just a minute? The whole point was to clear the church of all essential personnel, leaving just the skeleton crew behind. Leaving Sean in the hands of one of our most incompetent priests while we sit back, wait, and watch.
Great. While we cool our heels here in his private playground, just far enough away to sever that incestuous psychic blood connection vampire sires have with their spawn, while we squat here bored out of our skulls, what is that going to accomplish? While they play vampire charades in a dungeon, we are running out of time. His Grace is running out of time.
You've never actually met Sean, have you?
No, and I don't need to.
You wouldn't want to. You know, he'd have your blood drained and your knickers around your knees in 5 minutes. And you would have begged for both.
Ugh, you're an asshole.
Yes. But this, asshole, as you so elegantly put it, has done his homework on that crap candy. I dare say I know him better than he knows himself. We estimate that within days he will have seduced and eaten that milquetoast of a priest, and then devoured his way out of the church, silently, methodically, leaving no trace, raising no alarm.
That's his style. Then Plan B fully begins. Pity you didn't think of that.
Why was I not informed of any of this? I'm Miss Grace's personal advisor, not you!
You were not informed, Sister Elizabeth, because it's you who's not been doing your job. If there is actually a nun under this costume.
You're a funny little man. Or really more of a boy, which is what he obviously prefers. I'm no more nun than you are a priest. I'll give you that much. But you, all dressed up as a holy man, should be more careful with things you say and think.
I can see why he hired you. You are so sexy when you're aggressive. But you were acquired for Grace's service, for your supposed telepathic abilities, and that through these abilities we might be able to find the woman.
We've made some progress, not as much as we'd like. She seems almost impossible to find.
Oh, that's right. She was born with her talents, from a long line of powerful telepaths. Where did you get your abilities again? Wikipedia's been very unreliable on this subject. Is it borrowed? Is it stolen? Or is it fake?
I've worked hard to get everything I have. You wouldn't know a thing about that, brown-nosing your way up the ladder and into his bed. I bet your fancy education didn't prepare you for this kind of job. God, I hate to think what your internship was like. While you've been busy bending over, I've been out earning everything I have.
Earning? That's rich. From what I hear, the only thing you've ever earned is tip money. And I am still very curious about how you came about your supposed telepathic abilities. How did you acquire them anyway? Some say it was a con, an exorcism gone wrong. A little dalliance with a Ouija board, perhaps, turn you into a thrift store Linda Blair? Perhaps a little demon crawled up your ass and gave you an ability to see. Bullshit. I'd be more impressed with Miss Cleo being His Grace's personal advisor. At least she wouldn't be on such a power trip.
Power trip? Well, thank you, Mr. Pot, for reminding me the color of my kettle. Rest assured, Father, you have no idea what I've seen, what I've felt, what I've had to do and can do. How about you? How does a pathetic hanger-on such as yourself gain access to the innermost chamber of one of the oldest and most powerful vampires on the planet in such a short span of time? What do you have to do every night to keep that up?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Maybe I'll take a peek. This won't hurt much.
Go ahead. I've got nothing to hide. No secrets here. That is, assuming you can actually see into my skull, which I doubt. I don't think His Grace, though, would appreciate your grubby paws, psychic or otherwise, all over his property. He doesn't like seconds.
Ugh, I'll pass. I'll gain better insight anyway from jokes on gum wrappers. He can have you. You know, I can't begin to imagine your attraction to that creature. You help him dress, change his bedpans, cook your altar boys, and get on your knees for, what? The privilege of being in his inner chamber? What price do you pay to let him sink his teeth in you whenever and wherever he wants? Do you hope to swallow a little greatness while you're at play in the fields of the Lord in there?
You do not see what I see.
God, I wouldn't want to.
You completely lack the ability of comprehending such greatness and intensity.
I'm capable of much more than your parasitic little mind can imagine.
You're capable of outliving your usefulness.
Oh, same goes for you. It's good to see we're on the same page for something.
I'm quite comfortable in my position.
Don't be. I've seen a long line of your kind come and go. You'll be gone, one way or another, just like the rest. Oh, and if you're entertaining the notion that he'll turn you, and you'll become his next little Jean, you're as idiotic as that worthless priest you sent to his death.
Here, Quinn. His name is Father Richard Quinn.
Whatever, he's dead. Just like you will be soon. Preferably with His Grace sucking the marrow from your delicate bones. Not quite the sucking you've grown accustomed to as of late.
Please, don't threaten. It's not very ladylike, and it's certainly very unchristian.
Brown-nosing twink.
Opportunistic slut.
Undead fudge packer.
Oh! That one stung a little. Let's try one more. Fraud?
You can't treat me this way. He can't treat me this way. I'm gonna have a word with him.